So who better to bring in than Devin Nunes, CEO of Trump Media and Technology Group and former House Intelligence Committee chair. Good to have you with us today. So you saw that soundbite, and in it, you were talking to Stuart Varney, and you said that's why we encouraged Elon Musk to buy it, because someone has to continue to take on these tech tyrants. So what was that relationship, and was there any discussion directly between President Trump and Elon Musk about this purchase?
Well, thanks for having me on. There's nothing like a Friday being fake news Friday. I remember during all the Russia hoax controversy and those dark times, we always were waiting for the Friday afternoon fake news bombshell that then we'd spend 3 days responding to. And this looks like it's nothing different, Martha. We have publicly said, both President Trump and myself, our goal with this company is quite clear. And as a matter of fact, I think I said this on your show last week. We want to open the internet back up to give the American people and people around the world their voice back very clearly. So it's not just that interview that I did with Stuart Varney. It's probably 3 dozen interviews that I have done publicly, many on Fox Business. And in fact, President Trump was very, very clear before Elon Musk actually bought the company that he likes Elon, he's all for it, he hopes he buys it. That was in a Fox News story. So look, we actually hope, and since it's Fake News Friday, and I hope they don't take these words out of context, but we would like it if he would buy Facebook and Instagram, and most importantly, probably Chinese's owned TikTok. So there's a lot more things he could buy, and we'd be a hell of a lot better off with Elon Musk owning them than the tech tyrants that own them now. But with that said, I want to be very clear. Elon's got two big issues here that he has to deal with Twitter. One is he has to make sure that, is he going to be able to get the employees and everybody in line there? And 2, is he really going to follow up on his promise? And I think that's the key to our company is that we can't be canceled. Everybody's safe with us, and that's why we're a growing company, one of the fastest ever in history. Truth Social is because I think people know when they come to us, there's going to be no issue of us being canceled by some big tech company.
Got it. So just to be clear, because this is what Elon Musk said, you're confirming that there was never any direct or indirect discussion between the former President Trump and Elon Musk about the purchase of Twitter.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't know how anyone could have got that story any different. I don't think we've ever.
So you were just talking general terms about what you had said publicly. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very public, and in numerous interviews, So I'm not sure how you go from 0 to 100, that somehow you take public statements that we clearly said, and you quickly move that into some realm of that we were having secret talks. I mean, it truly is, Martha. I'm not making fun. This is a fake news Friday bombshell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just totally fake and fabricated. And look, I'm a big fan of the New York Post. I mean, no one was a bigger defender.
Yeah.
How the New York Post got censored. I mean, partly how I ended up in this job was because I was so ticked off about how the story by the New York Post about the Hunter Biden laptop was hell was clearly censored by Twitter, Facebook, et cetera. So, look, I just don't know how the story came about, but hopefully they'll fix it.
Well, he responded to it, and you responded to it, so that seems pretty clear now. To the statement that President Trump has said that he would exclusively be on Truth Social, and then Elon Musk said that. He said, that's my understanding, that the former president wants to be exclusively on Truth Social. If the president decides to run again and is, offered back a spot on Twitter, are you saying that he won't accept it?
Well, look, there's no reason for the president or myself to be back on Twitter. So anyone who has made the move, so content creators that have made the move from Twitter and even from Instagram, which, by the way, Instagram has hundreds of millions of Americans. Twitter does not. Anyone who's made the move and posts over at Truth Social, they're getting far more engagement, sometimes with a third of the followers getting 10 or 50 times the engagement. I mean, we see it every hour on the hour. And the difference is that we're not censoring, number one, and 2, we don't have fake bot accounts or fake accounts. So a lot of the numbers you see on these other platforms are inflated. When you go to Truth Social, we're 99.9% certain that it's a real person behind that account.
Well, you know what, I mean, that's a really important part of this whole equation. And I know Elon Musk said that's exactly what he wants through new software and technology to make sure that they can eliminate those bots as well. So, and you say you want to build a community where people can exchange ideas and do it openly and not have to worry about getting canceled. I think everybody wants that as well. Devin Nunes, thank you very much. Good to see you on this Friday.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.